Hey, it's Carter. Quick one here for you today. Bitcoin has seen the leg lower that we've been anticipating on this channel. Just 2 weeks ago, I posted a video. This is the warning I had for you guys. I believe Bitcoin's more likely path is to still take out this low here at 80,000 and head to lower prices. I do believe Bitcoin could be about to capitulate in February towards the low 70s, possibly even the $67,000 level. So yes, if you did watch my video on Bitcoin in late January about looking for a leg lower, you probably would have been like me watching Bitcoin's price action with some sort of look like this on your face. So as you can see, Bitcoin's actually at $64,000 right now, a little bit lower than the $67,000 target I had. It could still be a bit of a false break, who knows? But right now we're watching Bitcoin on the weekly chart. We're zooming out, looking at the macro. We are going to keep a level head today and decide what is likely for Bitcoin next. Has anything changed on a macro scale? And what an interesting signal has fired and what it potentially means for Bitcoin in the coming weeks and months. So join me in this video. It should be very interesting. So we're going to keep this one short and sweet. Bitcoin here, you can see, has fallen into this huge area of support. And honestly, we just got to hold $67,000 on a closing and confirming basis. And I think nothing has really structurally changed on Bitcoin. It has been prior support in the past and epic resistance as well in the past too. So you can see that this is a major level that Bitcoin has got to hold on to if we want to keep a bullish macro intact. And now we have seen it break lower, but at the moment I'm treating it as a likelier false break. And because we've seen an interesting signal fire down here, this is a capitulation potentially signal. So this is actually an indicator I have developed here. It looks at the stretch between some key moving averages, my favorite moving averages, and it looks at volume as well too. And you can see that it has fired for only the third time in Bitcoin's history here. You can see it fired in the bear market at $17,500 on Bitcoin. And what happened after that? Yeah, we went a little lower in the weeks to come after that, but look at the rally we had after. And then the previous time was in a bull market. We saw a major correction in a bull market here. And it was right here when the signal fired. And we saw a major rally in crypto in the 400 days to follow. So if we zoom out here, those two other times we've seen this signal fire, and it has eventually led to a massive recovery and rally both times. And you can see, zooming all the way out, these are the only two other times we fired the signal, and we're firing it yet again today on huge macro support. So I am pretty confident that once we do find a low, which doesn't have to be right away, but once Bitcoin does find a low here, Bitcoin has a chance to make a huge recovery and huge rally in the hundreds of days to come. So yes, I am actually bullish on Bitcoin for the weeks and months to come here in 2026 because of the signal here and because we are now oversold on the weekly RSI as well. This is something that doesn't happen very often. The last time was also when we were in a bear market. So now, this capitulation signal, we went lower, but this was in a bear market. This capitulation signal, we marked at the low and we didn't go any lower. This was a bull market correction. Right now, I am treating this because we have not broken any initial support on the macro as a bull market correction. So yes, my Elliott wave scenario is still that we're likely are going to see new all-time highs in 2026. So yes, it may sound crazy, but I am actually anticipating new all-time highs here in crypto in 2026. This is my highest probability Elliott wave count right here. We're in a massive wave 4 correction that can actually extend a little lower, no problem. But we do want to hold the major structural macro support here in the upper 60,000s in the long term. So we don't want to close below it with multiple weekly candles here. That would start to question if we are actually going to be breaking down here in a sustained way. At the moment, this is no way near enough time to determine whether we're going to see a sustained break. We are intra-week and we have a lot of time to recover still within the week. And we have printed this capitulation signal, which I find very fascinating and more in line with this wave 4 correction because we are in a bull market here on initial bull market support. We haven't broken any initial bull market support here. I believe we're experiencing a bull market correction that is going to take us to new highs rather than in a bear market near a bottom, which is the other time we saw the signal fire. I believe that's less likely. If we are, however, in the bear market, this is what the Elliott wave count would look like, and we'd still be anticipating a large B wave bounce in the coming days and weeks. However, this would be a failed rally, a failed bounce, a really choppy corrective rally, and would have a lower probability of taking us to a new all-time high. Still possible, but a lower probability. But at the moment, I am favoring the other wave count, the bullish wave count, that's going to take us to a new all-time high in a wave 5 in 2026, rather than this one at the moment, until we see a clear corrective bounce from the capitulation lows. So yes, I do believe Bitcoin is capitulating right now. My personal strategy is nibbling at these price levels. I believe that's the best strategy to employ during capitulation, and I'm looking for a strong bounce in the coming weeks and months here on Bitcoin, possibly to new all-time highs. I'm bullish on Bitcoin. Here we go. We're on macro support. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay safe and stay level-headed.